the revenue that we've done up to this point has been the most revenue we've ever done in our company. But it doesn't feel like that. Every level of business you get to is going to get harder. And that's just what it is. When it was just me and Taryn, that was a point in time of us, being in business. And then once we hit COVID times, that was a point in business. Once we got our investors, that was another point in time. And then now, as we've hit the $5 million mark in business, like now we're trying to get to 10. Like these are all just different levels. So today's episode, I think what I was going to take time to do was just answer questions, because people have sent us questions. And there were even questions before I even started the podcast. And that's what I want to do. I want to answer questions. I want to read some of these questions and just take my time to answer them, go one by one, and just answer them. I might not do them all, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So, first question that I got, and some of these questions are taken from just different hosts of people. I basically went into my DMs and went into the comments, and I just grabbed the questions that people asked me, and I wrote them down in the document, and now we're about to go and answer. Question number 1, how to increase returning customers?
How to increase returning customers.
And what I would say when you edit this joint too, like
pop up the question.
Pop up the question.
Of course.
And we could probably even clip them joints too. But how to increase returning customers? That's actually everybody trying to do that. Like that's like a question even for me. Like that's everybody is trying to do that. But I understand in the context of what you're asking, of like, how do I get these people to return? How do I get people to?
Now, before you go,
yeah, go ahead.
The 2 kind of sets up 1. I ain't gonna cap in this document.
What do you mean?
Number 2 sets up 1. Strategies for offers. But you need to get first-time people first before you can have returning customers. So it kind of
true.
It kind of sets it up.
True, but we'll get to it. How to increase returning customers? So I'm gonna say first and foremost, because I've seen this with people. I've seen somebody ask me this question. Your product gotta be good.
Yeah.
Like if your product is not good, then
what are we doing?
Then yeah, like what are we like you? If your product is not good, and also your product needs to be something where it requires a person to come back.
Right.
Like for example, I have my wallet here, my Ridge wallet. I bought this from Ridge Wallet. I love this wallet. I love the wallet. You know what I'm saying? I love the quality of it or whatever. This is not a product that I need to come back though all the time.
Right.
I'm not buying a wallet.
Every 3 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Like every month or every 6 months or whatever. Like this is a wallet I'm planning to have for a while. Now again, I can return to go buy gifts or whatever. But again, I think that your product needs to be something that people need to return to. Like it needs to be a reason why they need to return. In our case, we sell bar soap.
Necessities.
We sell, the things in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A consumable. CPG. Consumer packaged goods. That's what CPG is the acronym for. So, first and foremost, if your product is not good, nobody's coming back.
Right.
Straight up. Just point blank, period. How to increase the returning customer? Make sure the product is good. If the product is good, people will come back.
Exactly.
Just like with food.
It makes the process a bit easier. When it comes to your marketing, all that stuff, it makes it easy.
It makes all the other stuff I'm going to talk about just easier.
Yep.
Even thinking about food. Think about restaurants.
Exactly. You got good food. Yeah.
If you got good food,
that's all you need.
That's all you need. They're going to come back to you. I know when me and Taryn go to restaurants and we'll be eating, I say these exact words. I'll be like, I ain't coming back. Like if it wasn't good or whatever, if the service wasn't good, like it just threw me off. I'm like, yo, I ain't coming back.
That's the question I ask myself too. Like, would I come back? If I say no, it wasn't a good place.
It wasn't that great. Then.
It wasn't a good
You know what I'm saying? Like, but if I'm coming back to a restaurant, then that joint was good.
Even in restaurants, even
really
if the food is good, if the service is terrible, I'll still come back.
If the food was good, but the service was terrible, yes, I will come back. I will come back. Yes,
that service could be different.
Right.
But if the food is bad and the service is good, I'm not going.
Because look, speaking about Caribbean, because you talked about Caribbean before we started, Caribbean restaurants be having horrible service. But they food be busting. The mocktails be busting.
Facts.
It be busting. So another way to increase returning customers. Like, and again, I'm really gonna be giving like the basic stuff. Like we can get into the deep stuff after this, but like the basics. Communicate with them. Get their data. Like, and again, I think the person that asked me this, and I'm pretty sure they've already done that. They get the data. They're making sure they're getting the name, the email, the phone number, so that you can communicate with them. So if your product is good, you got their data, now you got to communicate with them through email and through text.
Yep.
What do you email and text them? You email and text them different, I would say, value. You email them value. You text them value. Well, I'm going to say email them value. Meaning, so give them tips on how to use your product. Give them different case studies about your product, meaning like the reviews that people have left about the product.
And to say something to that, if you're, and it's already understood, if you're already doing that in your content, like let's say if you're doing that in your social media posts and whatnot,
right?
Take those posts, turn them into emails.
Right.
Same thing, you know.
Right.
Repurpose that stuff.
Right. Repurpose that type of stuff. So you communicate with them your different deals, your different promotions. You run different promotions. That's another thing. What is something that we do every single month? We do our limited edition strategy. Right. So that's where we have like a soap of the month or a scent of the month or whatever. And we do that so that it's something new.
Exciting.
It's new and exciting and fresh. And then our returning customers will come back to our website, grab that in their cart, and then they'll also purchase the other things that they need to get into their cart. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way of increasing returning customers.
It builds anticipation too. People got something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to, yeah. Another way to increase the returning customers, I think. So I'm gonna say, it's kind of dealing with email, but it's that customer journey. It's like the automated emails that you get afterwards.
Right.
So that's something that we've had established and built out in our email campaigns, but it's something that we've actually went back and refined even more. So like you really gotta like become very ingrained in the customer journey. Like, what is the touch point in the email that you're sending to them after they order? Like, I'm pretty sure you're sending an order confirmation email. You might be sending like a thank you email. Like, make it real personable. Make it real personable. And I think that's something that you can do today with the internet and stuff like that. Like, make it super personable. What's another thing that you can do with that? The email after the thank you email, you could send them maybe you could send them like I said, tidbits about how to use the product. Give them reviews about what other people are saying about the product. Maybe even give them like, what's your favorite products, you know, from the person who makes it. Like, again, I think this is all wrapped into like just communication. Like, people just got to have consistent communication. Yeah. Consistent communication.
Exactly.
So don't be the type that never emails their customer.
Right.
I've seen people do that where like they'll have a list or whatever and they never email the customer.
Talk to them. Yeah.
Like you gotta be consistently talking to them, and you can't always be talking to them when you want something. Like give them value. Like give them the value. Like write a blog post. That's a thing. Write a blog post. Share that via email. Like, again, let me use us as an example. All right, if we sell soap, maybe we want to send an email about how to use our soap. Right. Now, again, we know that bar soap is bar soap, but like some people need to understand how to use natural soap. And again, some people just don't know how. Which I would be like, well, what you been doing or whatever. But nah. But like,
we use our hands.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, give them that. Like, give them tips on how to use that product. And again, don't always just be trying to just email people when you have a sale. You know, you want to do that. What Gary Vee always called it. Jab, right hook. Jab. So you want him with a jab, and then the right hook. The right hook is when you're going in for that sale, where you're like, hey, today only it's 25% off or whatever, or today only we got this deal, or you know what I'm saying. That's another thing.
Right.
Excuse me. Another thing we do, free gifts.
Free gifts. Yeah.
Free gifts.
Yeah.
We do free at Urban Eating. We do free gifts over certain thresholds. So make a threshold. And the threshold is not something we just randomly pick. It's something that we take into account the cost of the product. But we also take into account where we want like that AOV to kind of be at. Like where we also have to understand where do our customers usually land at when they're purchasing our product. So we have different thresholds. We have 35 as a threshold. Sometimes we have thresholds at 45, sometimes 55, 65. Sometimes we have an offer right now where you can get a free Atom soap, and it's over orders of, $85? Orders over 85 get a free Atom soap. So that's another way of trying to bring back customers. You know what I'm saying? Another way to increase returning customers. Subscription.
That was just when I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, man.
Like, did we not just have a whole episode
Right.
talking about subscription?
Right.
So that's another way of honestly just like baking in retention. That's another way of baking in retention.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting people to sign up to the subscription because they're automatically going to come back. It's
Right.
already predictable. They're going to come back. You know what I'm saying? So I think I've hit a good amount of stuff on how to increase the returning customers. Is there anything else? What you got? Anything else about returning customers? About how to increase returning customers?
Well, you
'Cause that's
said-
something that everybody wants to do.
Yeah,
Trust
of
me.
course.
Every business is trying to increase the amount of people that they bringing in.
That's it, like you said it before. Like after you make that first purchase, the success of your business,
Yeah.
it's dependent upon that second purchase of those people.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. With a lot of companies, especially when you're trying to scale, you have to understand how much does it cost you to acquire a customer?
Mm-hmm.
How much does it cost you to acquire a new customer? Once you understand that math, then you can understand like, okay, maybe at my second or third purchase is when I make my profit, is where I really start generating profit. So then that's when you understand, you can know like how much gas you can really put into your system of like how much it's going to take for you to like, really scale out and really,
Right.
Start generating 1,000 customers, 2,000 customers a month, whatever. So you really got to understand that from that aspect. But again, understand that every single business is trying to understand how to increase returning customers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think another thing that we've done, like we said, it was our RFM. RFM is an acronym for recency, frequency, and I think it's what? Monetization, I believe.
I think it's monetization.
I think it's monetization. No, monetary value, actually. It's monetary value. That's what it is, monetary value. You can actually look it up if you want to look up real quick, just RFM acronym. But basically, we have basically what we've done, and I can get into it because actually that's actually one of the questions that we have.
He's right. Recency, frequency, and monetary value.
Monetary value. So that's actually, and read about RFM. What is RFM?
So
just read like the standard definition they got for it.
it's a marketing analysis method that helps businesses segment and rank customers based on these three factors. Recency, how long it's been since a customer's last transaction
Yep.
or activity with the brand.
Yep.
Frequency, how often a customer makes transactions.
Mm-hmm.
And monetary value, how much a customer spends overall.
So what he just read, that's how we segment our customers. That's how we segment our customers, and that's how we communicate. So we communicating. That's like a more advanced way of like communicate. Because I basically said, hey, communicate with your customers.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you don't just want to just communicate with everybody the same. That's another like leveling up of like communicating with them. Because again,
That's refinement and optimizing.
that's very
and stuff.
refinement. And
Yeah.
again, I wouldn't be trying to say this to someone who's just starting off. Like if you've already started to do a lot of these basic things, then that's probably the next level that I would probably like try to lead you into.
Well, I think like with people that starting off, what they need to take from it is like, yo, you need to be treating your customers like distinguished guests. Like you need to be treating
Yes.
them with the utmost.
If I'm starting off early,
Yeah.
I am keeping a very personal touch with my customers.
Right.
Like to the point where call them.
Yeah, right.
Call your like
Especially if you're the owner of it. Yeah.
If you're the owner and you're the only person, like let's say you're starting off, and just like how we said we started off, we did $15K the first year, we did $60,000 the second year. We have that's not a lot of money. You have enough time to call each one of them
Exactly.
customers.
Exactly.
Like after every order, call them. Just say thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate you for what I'm saying for
Yep.
shopping with us. Like if there's anything you need, let me know. Like what brought you to here. Like you can have the conversation with them. Like get real close and personal with your customers. Like if you do that early on, trust me, it's going to set the foundation for everything. And that's that is the things that we did. We called customers early on. Like I remember the days where I could see orders coming in and I could remember name by name who was ordering. Now it's not like that. And that's what I'm saying. Take advantage of that stuff early.
Yeah.
Because once you start to get really busy and starts to get and the business starts to scale, you're not gonna be able to do any of that type of stuff.
No,
that
that's true.
personalization will kind of go out the window just a little bit. It's not as personable, but take advantage of it really early.
No, that's true. Yeah. So like in a nutshell, yeah. Like once you make your first purchase or make your first sale or whatnot, you need to. That's a relationship that started. You need to continue to nurture that relationship.
Continue to nurture that.
Continue to nurture it, man.
Absolutely, continue to do that. So, I'm going to actually, now that we done answered that, I'm going to go ahead and segue to the next question. It's actually the fourth question on my list, but I'm going to go ahead and answer because since we're talking about
Right.
emails. The question was, how has segmenting emails helped us? And that goes back to where we were just talking about. So I'm going to give you guys like a little bit of a crash course, not even a crash course, but you were just talking about it when you explained RFM. So how has segmenting emails helped us? It has helped us tremendously. Like I said just a second ago, we don't want to talk to every customer the same. We have I'm gonna give you a little bit of a dip into what Urban Eden does. So Urban Eden has two ways customers come in. One way is a customer will come in from a free sample offer. So we have a free sample offer where a customer can buy a sample, and they'll pay their shipping, and the sample is free. We call them free sample customers. They come in that way. Mm-hmm. We have other customers who come in and just buy our products full price. They just come in, they just buy the products. You know, they might have found out about us from a social media post, whatever, from Google, whatever. They come in, they buy a 5-bar bundle. We call those baseline customers. We call those just baseline customers, regular customers. That's what we call them. So those are the two ways that people come in as new customers. We're not going to talk to those customers the same. We're not going to talk to them the same. We're not going to talk to a person who came in on a free sample the same as a person that came in and spent $60 on a 5-bar bundle, a body oil, and some body butter. We're not talking to them the same. Those customers came in at two different type of scenarios. So, you know, that's a way that we segment that. Mm-hmm. And how does that help us? Because we will make the customer feel like we're talking directly to them. Exactly. Like that's how it's going to help us. It's going to increase your conversion rates.
You kind of personalize their process.
It personalizes it a bit in their experience. Yeah. Like, and again, we can get even more. Mm-hmm. Like we've even gotten more like concrete. And actually, let me bring that up. Let me bring that up actually as to how we segment our customers. And again, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. This is information that would actually cost people this would cost a lot of people Absolutely. A lot of money to be able to, you know, be privy to this information. But again, this is the reason why we do this. I do this so that I can give you guys a glimpse as to how we're doing things, and hopefully you can learn from them. Mm-hmm. So how do we segment our customers? So we have we call it a RFM grid, going back to what you talk about, RFM, recency, frequency, monetary value. Mm-hmm. We segment our customers based off of that. Mm-hmm. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 levels of customers that we segment. I'm gonna start from the bottom and I'll go from the top. So we have leads. Leads are customers who just come in, who might have just signed up for the like the little pop-up or whatever. Mm-hmm. They came in, they haven't bought anything. They're interested, they've been on the site. They're called leads. Mm-hmm. Next one is called new sampler. That's one I just explained to you. People who come in as a new sampler customer. They got a free sample. Mm-hmm. Then you have new full. New full is basically people who come in and purchase
a full bar soap.
They come in and purchase whatever products, full price products, right. Whatever. They can get a bar soap, they can get a 5-bar bundle, whatever that is. They just come in. They didn't use no type of discount or anything. They just came in. Yeah. Next, we have a repeat. Repeat is just customers who have just placed 2 orders. 2 orders. That's all a repeat customer is for us.
That's even somebody that bought a sampler, they came back and bought a soap.
They bought a sampler and they came back and bought a soap. They're just a repeat customer, 2 orders. And they can also be a person who came in and bought full products full price, but then they came back in and bought another purchase. So that's all it is. Repeat, place 2 orders. The next one is our loyal customer. They place 3+ orders and they spent less than $400. Mm. And again, when you hear this is how we do it. Mm-hmm. You might do it totally different because this stuff is based off of our AOV, mm-hmm. the frequency of people purchasing. You might have a product that's way more expensive or way cheaper. It's going to be way different how you do it. Next is our advanced customer. They have placed 3+ orders and they've spent between $400 and $1,200. Then our last tier is our champion customer who has placed 3+ orders and they've spent over $1,200. Mm-hmm. That's how we segment all of our customers. That's how we segment our whole entire list. Not to mention, I gave you the whole 7 of how we split it, but then we have like time zone periods through those. So you have an active. So active means a person that's like they're currently active. They probably just made that purchase within the last like 30 days, maybe 60 days or whatever. Then you have aging. Aging is people who probably hadn't made a purchase. Maybe I gotta look. I'm looking at my RFM group. I don't see that part on there. But aging is probably someone who probably hadn't made a purchase in maybe like 90 days plus, probably 120 days plus. Then you have at risk, which is people who probably hadn't made a purchase even longer than that. And then you have churn. Churn is somebody who's just completely dead. Like they haven't made a purchase in probably like a year or more. So that's very deep. Like that's very deep how we do that. But again, I want to throw this out there. We didn't do that for all of our years. We didn't do that. We didn't do that for the whole entire time. This is actually something new that we actually have done this year. And I want to give a major shout out to our lead investor, Heath. Heath helped us to put this together. Can you hear that? Is that really bad? It's not that bad.
I mean, we just know they're back there working in the warehouse.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry, we're in the warehouse. But anyways, what I just explained to you was our whole RFM grid. This is how we segment our customers. And again, how does that help us? Again, it's direct targeted messaging for these particular people. Because again, like I told you, a champion customer who has spent over $1,200 I shouldn't give them the same message as someone who came in and just bought a free sample and hasn't purchased, but only that one purchase. I shouldn't be sending them the same message. Now, mind you, we do have campaigns where we blast the entire list.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, like if we have like a major Black Friday sale going on, I want everybody on the whole list to find out about that. But again, this whole grid this is a part of our automated flows, the automated emails that we're sending out. Like this is a whole automated campaigns that we've set up, and these people will receive these messages like automatically or whatnot. So that would just kind of answer that question about how segmenting emails helps us. And again, that's how it helps us. I mean, again, and this is something that we have optimized and have grown to do. It's not something that we did from day one, but it's something that we have really implemented this year, and something that we're going to continue to improve on. We're going to continue to test different messaging, and yeah. So that is how segmenting emails does help us. So let's go to.
You want to do number 7 or 8?
7 or 8. You said that we want to do 7 or 8. Let's do 8.
See how the conversation's headed. Yeah.
Let's do 8.
Okay.
So question number 8 says, "What did you do before running ads?" That's actually a really good question right there. I like that one. I like that one. What did we do before running ads? So I'm gonna give you a timeline of when we like. So that's the thing is that I've ran ads, like I've dabbled in ads even in 16, 17, 18, like very small. We didn't start running like full on ads, a budget dedicated to it until 2020. So before 2020, we never was running ads. Like I told you before in the numbers, if you break them down, in 2016 we did 15K, 2017 was 68K, 18 was 100K, 108K, and 2019 was 260. So you see those results that we were getting without running any ads. Right. That means that all of this was organic. What were we doing? We were doing very basic, simple stuff.
Documenting the journey.
We were that's actually a good one that you said that. We were documenting the journey. Meaning we were doing a lot of vlogging. We were just showing exactly what we were doing in our day to day. Like that's what we were doing. And you can actually go see that. Go look at the Urban Eating YouTube and you can go check that out for yourself. What else were we doing? We were doing a lot of vending at events. At these events, I was collecting the data. I was making sure that I was getting people's emails and phone numbers when I was at these events, because I understood that having that contact information was so valuable, and that you gotta have that. You have to have those types of things. What else were we doing before running ads?
TikToking. We was TikToking.
We were creating a lot of TikTok type of content, a lot of skits, like comical type of skits type of content. And again, I think that goes back to just original content.
Original, organic.
We were creating original. We were creating original content. And actually, we didn't have a lot of UGC.
We didn't actually.
We weren't doing like it wasn't a lot of like other people talking about our product.
Right.
We had a lot of like organic word of mouth that was happening. But again, going back to the numbers that I gave you, was that 260 and 180? So that's what? That's 360, and then we did like less than $500,000 in those 4 years. But then in 2020, we did 2.6. Right. So like that lets you know the power of ads. Ads are incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And my thing is that especially today, I wouldn't be in a super rush to run ads. simply because, man, ads are
expensive.
expensive. They are expensive, man. And if you don't understand just your customer, like, you need to understand your customer first. Let the organic do the thing for you. Like, put out consistent content. Allow content to like do its thing. And when you find like pieces of content that do well, then take that piece of content and put money behind it.
That kind of go off of what you just talked about, the last point with the
What was
RF
that?
film. With the RF film, you were talking about how y'all didn't do that immediately. Y'all just learned to do that. But I was gonna say, you gotta start, get the data, get everything you need first, then you'll be able to create something like that. But you have to put in the work.
You got to start off early. You got to start off in those, again, what we said, levels. It's levels to this stuff. Like, you're not going to start off day one, like, with an RFM system like that. You just not, like, again, even the current system now, I'm not the one who's actually putting that together. Like, I told you, our guy Heath, along with Josh and Kenneth, they're putting that together. That's my team that's doing that. Before all of them came along, I was the one that was sending every single email.
Right.
I was doing all the campaigns. I was doing all that type of stuff. I was sending the emails to every single person. Like, you have to just get in there and do those things first and foremost so that you can understand it, and then you'll be able to optimize and go up on the levels of doing that stuff. So what else did we do before running ads? What else did we do? I'm trying to think.
I mean, that's really
We
it.
were
The-
just-
the document the journey. Really, just y'all just leveraged y'all's story so well.
We did do that. We talked about our story a lot.
Yeah.
We did get on we probably was on some podcasts with some people.
Because y'all
maybe little
developed a
bit.
relationship with y'all customers, like really good.
Yeah,
Like, really
we did have
well.
a good relationship with our customers. And again, like, it's just basic relationship. Like, just develop a relationship with your customer, communicate, email,
And then
collect the data.
before. Was y'all running ads before y'all did the brand story?
Yes,
Okay, it was
actually,
running
we were.
ads
So
before
yeah,
the
because
brand
brand story
story.
was that summer of
summer,
2020.
okay, yeah.
We started running ads in 20. We started running ads with a consistent budget
Yeah.
in 2020 of January.
Okay.
And what did we start with? Somebody would probably ask me, well, how much would I spend? How much do I start with? So I will tell you, again, listen to the numbers. In January of 2020, we were doing 30 grand in revenue. I told Emmanuel that at the time that was running my ads, we started off with a $2,000 budget. Just $2,000 of a budget that we dedicated to ads. And we started off with that, and he gradually increased every single month. So much so that I think probably by like the summer, we probably was spending about 20K on ads, I think. But again, that was because we were growing really,
That was growing, yeah.
We were growing
The
really,
growth
really
was crazy,
fast.
yeah.
We were able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's going to happen for you. I'm just saying that I think when you start to run ads, you have, I don't think, see, a lot of times people look at running ads as like this thing, like they look at it like oh, if I'm going to spend this amount of money, I better get this back.
Right.
Like, it's not going to
No,
happen
like
like that. Like, and especially with Facebook ads, like, it's
Yeah.
not going to happen like that. Like, you got to, like, get your pixel warmed up. You got
Yeah.
you got to allow the data, because, like, Facebook, like, it's like a data minefield. Like,
Yeah.
you got to allow that stuff to, like, allow that data to mature and to
Yeah.
get warm, and allow that stuff to come in so that it can better serve your ads.
I think too, simpler than that. Going back to the very first thing you said in here,
What was
you
that?
gotta have a good product.
Yeah, you do
You
got
gotta
to
have
have
a good product.
Because if you don't have a good product and you run ads, it's going to actually get out there.
Yeah.
It's going to get out there that I think fast. It's going to get out there faster that you don't have a good product.
Right. Right.
That's what ads are going to do, because ads do work.
Yeah.
Like they do work. But again, ads isn't just about the ads. It's about, is your website good?
Exactly.
Are the landing pages really good?
The customer experience, the process, the journey of them going
Yeah.
through all that. Is it pleasant?
But even just talking about the ads, like, is even the content that you're running the ad for, is that good?
Is that good?
Because again,
Yeah.
you gotta have the content. Is the content good?
Top of the funnel thing.
The top of the funnel part, then that offer.
The offer.
Is the offer
the
good?
offer
Which, I mean, we can talk about that next, about the offer.
yeah.
We can talk about that next. But, like, is the offer good?
Yeah.
Next, that landing page that they're landing on, when they click that ad and they click on that website, what's the landing page?
Like, how you driving it home? Yeah.
Yeah, like, what is there? Like, is it a product page you landed them on? Is it on the home page?
Right.
Is it a great page that's explaining the detail of the product? Like,
Right.
does the landing page and the ad consistent?
Exactly.
Like, if it's a lot of factors to that.
Yeah.
Like, and if any of that is not great and not good, then your ads are you're not gonna do well with your ads. It's not gonna do good. Like, but again, I don't want no one to just go in there and be like, yo, I'm gonna throw $300 on ads this month, and you can't look at it like that. Like, look at it like this is how when me and Isaiah used to talk. We still do talk, but this is what he used to tell me. You gotta look at your ads like almost like you pay rent. Like, this is your digital rent. Mm-hmm. When you think about rent, you don't be like, you know what, I'm not gonna pay rent this month. Rent is a part of your budget that you're just gonna do.
Facts.
Like, it's just a part of your budget. It's just a part of the expenses.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can be like, oh, I'm not gonna pay that every month. That's how people do ads. Oh, I'm gonna run it for this month and next month. If it don't work, I'm gonna stop running it.
Right.
No, you don't do it like that. You have to keep that mug rolling.
Yeah.
We have not stopped running ads since we've started running ads.
Yeah.
Since that 2020 January, we have not stopped. Now, we might have decreased our budgets. We might have increased our budgets. But we've never just completely shut them off. You just don't do that, so. But, yeah, I can keep going on and on about that. But that's what we were doing before ads, just relying on organic, consistent content, consistent communication via email or SMS.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you got to do. You got to just do those. And again, I think that people pretty much understand that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All righty.
Number 2.
Next question. This was a question that someone just wanted: strategies for offers. All right, so different strategies for different offers. So, like, when we talk about offers, I think really what we're speaking about are first-time customer acquisition offers. Like, to acquire customers, you got to have very attractive offers. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, just think about when you go to a business, like, what are the first-time customer deals that these places will have? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to mimic. You want to mimic those type of offers for when you're trying to run ads online for different, for different products that you have or whatever. But what's an offer? Again, I'm going to go off of an example of us. Mm-hmm. What's the first-time offer that we've had? I said, free samples. Mm-hmm. We have given our first-time customer a free sample. Mm-hmm. So what they'll do is, and again, I think sometimes people will be like, oh, you're revealing too much. But no, you can actually go to my website and just go and experience all of this stuff for yourself. So it's public. It's public. Right. So like for our free sample, we have an ad running about our free sample. You add the free sample to your cart. You use the code first time. It'll take the sample cost to $0, and you just pay your shipping. That's a first-time offer that we've done. Actually, we've had that offer for many years, where I used to offer this sample to people. So again, the purpose of it is to just get the product in people's hands. We just want to get our soap into people's hands because we know that we truly make our money from people coming back and buying full bars and buying a 5-bar bundle or subscribing to our bar soap. We want to get that product into people's hands so people can come back. It's another first-time offer that we've had. We've had free shipping for first-time customers. We've had that as a deal.
I think it was at the first 10% off offer.
That's something that people do. People do that a lot on their website where they'll give you like a percent off. Like they'll just have you, if you sign up for their pop-up, they'll give you a percent off. That's a very basic one, I would say. It's not really. I think what you have to do, you have to look at your business and you have to tailor it to your business and what you have. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it's a product where you want people to come back, well, then I think that there needs to be some sort of sampling done. Where I think one of our best offers that we had was our top product sampler package, where we basically gave people like a sampling of like all of our top products, and we put them into a bundle for like a set price. And that was actually a good product that we had that was rolling off the shelves. So put together a bundle of all of your top products, your top selling products. And I think another thing is that we put them in sample sizes. So you could put them in sample sizes or you can have them in full sizes. I don't know what your business is. I think that's something that we've done that worked really, really well. What's another one that we've done? The one that we kind of got currently running and we got inspired from Dr. Squatch, which was you buy 3, get 3. So we have a deal where we had buy 3 soaps, get 3 soaps, and we gave them also a free soap dish. That was another offer. I think the thing about the thing for offers is that they just need to be incentivizing. Understand. That's why I said you need to understand what it's going to cost you to acquire a customer. How low can you go? How much of a discount can you truly give on that first purchase? That's what you got to understand. I think you got to know your numbers. Like how low can you go? Can you give somebody a half off offer on their first time? I mean, that's for you to really kind of answer. You know what I'm saying? What you about to say?
No, it's just funny how all your episodes are connecting. That first episode,
they are connected.
No, the second episode, the second one, You need to get accountant.
Yes,
you know your numbers. If you had an accountant, your accountant let you know, hey, you can do this offer.
An accountant will help you. An accountant will help you to understand these things because, again, when I first started off, I was not thinking about this. Mm-hmm. I was not thinking about what a cost it takes to acquire a customer. I didn't even know about that. I didn't know about customer acquisition. Maybe we knew that, we're trying to get first-time customers, but that wasn't something I was just thinking about.
Right.
Actually, to be honest with you, where I got free sample from was in Shopify, and I think it was probably like back in like 2016, 17, where like there was a free plus shipping offers that people used to run. Drop shippers.
Yeah.
This was a drop shipping strategy where drop shippers would basically get a product from China for really, really cheap, and they would make it be free, and they'll put all the price into the shipping. And that's what they would do. And what it would do is it would give a lot of cheap traffic in. It would get a lot of cheap traffic. And I mean, with all that traffic, you'd make money.
Right.
Like you'd make money because you're getting a lot of traffic. Because I mean, a free offer is going to bring people in.
Right.
So I mean, again, understand that free brings everybody.
Get people in the door, but you get all types of people.
People in the door. So I mean, again, think about it. I mean, if I'm a new company, I think I might want some free offers, some type of free offering, because I mean, I want traffic.
Yeah.
I want data. I want my product in people's hands.
Right.
So I want people to try the different products. So free is something that you could, free product. As I said, free shipping is another great one. People don't want to pay shipping at all. That's what going back to that last episode where I said if I could start over from the beginning, I would have put free shipping into the cost of my product so that I can just straight up offer free shipping in perpetuity because people expect it. When you have the likes of Amazon out here now, like it is what it is. Anything else about the offers? I think I covered stuff about the offers in my opinion.
I think you covered pretty much.
Because again, it's going to be very tailored to your business and what you're offering. But I gave you examples of what we do and what we offer and different strategies for offers. And again, I think this is something that we're always trying to figure out. We're always trying to figure out like what type of offer we can do. Like I think when we talked about, I think another thing that we've probably done where I think we've done like a bar soap and then maybe gave them a soap dish with it. I think if you think about like if there's any complementary products that you have that go with your product, like how like a soap and a soap dish go together, we give them a free soap dish on their first order or something like that, and it keeps them coming back.
Right.
Like I think you got to think about it like that. But again, this is this is why the question was, what are the strategies for offers? Because business is strategic, man. Like business it's a strategy. It's a puzzle. It's something that you're always trying to solve for. Like that's just what it is. All right, cool. Next question. So we have you see number 3. Number 3 is kind of like you see number 3.
Hold on, but we closing in on.
What are we doing?
We're on 42 minutes right now.
42 minutes. All right, cool. So I'm gonna answer one more question then.
Okay.
Let's just do one more question then. Okay. Which one should we do?
Which one you said? Number 3.
Number 3 is kind of basic. I feel like we kind of hit that.
You do number 7.
Can you explain your social media? I
think we did that one.
I kind of want to explain that one.
How do you?
We need to do 5 or 6.
To investors?
Either 5 or 6.
Find them. I feel like you answered that last week.
I could actually talk about that one probably more.
Which one, number 5?
Yeah, let's do number 5.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's do number 5. All right, cool. Number 5. And I'm sorry, I'm saying number 5 because that's on my list. Here's a question. How do you make your business appealing to investors, and how do you even find them? All right, cool. So this goes into the thing about, so people who don't know, Urban Eden took on investors. We took on investors at the end of 2021. That's when we finalized it. I actually met them in the summer of 2020. So I'll give you just my experience about that. So how do you, I think I'm going to answer first of, how do you make your business appealing to investors? I would say for us, how do we make our business appealing to the investors, current investors? We weren't even looking for capital. We weren't even looking.
Yeah.
I think it was someone in my network that I was a part of an accelerator type of program. This person knew investors, and I think he's an investor himself. So this was the program that I was in. It was an accelerator program, and we were growing like crazy in 2020. He knew, so he put us in contact with our current investors now. All they did was just come to the warehouse in the summer of 2020. They met us, and that was probably like June, July. I didn't talk to them again to the end of 2020, probably like December again. So I didn't even talk to them no more after that. We had dinner, we talked a little bit, and that was it. But how do you make your business appealing? I think first of all, you need to be fast growing. I think you need to be fast growing. And what I mean by fast growing, I think there's no other way to put it.
You need to be a disruptor, you pretty much.
Like, you need to be, you should be, I would say you should be, maybe growing 100%. That's what investors want to see. They want to see fast growth. They want to, because the thing, you got to think about it. They're putting their money and they're trying to grow it.
Right.
They want something that's fast growing. That's just, you cannot avoid that. You need to have a good model. And I tell people this now, show a good model. Meaning, this goes back to having a good accountant, going back to knowing your numbers, good margins.
Episode 2.
Having good margins. They want to know what are your margins? Have good product margins. If your product costs you $1 and you selling that mug for $10, that's great margins. That's excellent margins right there. You know what I'm saying? If you're selling it for $2 and you're selling it for $10, those are good. Those are also good margins. You gotta have good margins. Understand your margins. So if you can understand your margins and you have good margins, also be in a fast growing category. Be in a CPG and beauty and bath, all of that is a fast growing. It's a good attractive category. Pet category, hair, be in one of those type of categories that can really grow and that can really scale. You know what I'm saying? Be in one of those. How else do you make your business appealing? What's another way to make your business appealing? I think those are the basics, understanding your numbers, your margins. Yeah, I think that's how you're going to make it appealing. Having those things, just have a good, like we said, have a good product in general. Have a good product. I think your social media presence is another thing that can really bring them in. Because if you're showing a big following, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, then I think that also attract people in, because that's what happens. They might hear about your business. They go check your social media out. They're gonna go see what's up with your social media. Go see, they're gonna see because that's actually gonna give them an idea of what type of following you got and how many people are truly within the ecosystem, how many people you're bringing in. Because so let's just say you got a social media following. You got 100,000 followers on Instagram. You got 100,000 on YouTube, 100,000 on Facebook, or you just got several thousands on all these different platforms. Say you fast growing on TikTok, you got 1 million followers on TikTok or whatever. All of that looks appealing. Because those are visible assets that they can see. Now, mind you, the investor can't see what's inside. They can't see the numbers yet and all that type of stuff. But they can physically see those social assets that you have out there that everybody can see. So that's actually something that could attract somebody as well. You know what I'm saying? I think your website.
Yeah.
Have a nice performing website. I think your branding and your packaging.
Would you say just simply being direct to consumer as much as possible is also appealing? That's
a great point right there. So, and I'm not saying so that's the thing. Every investor has a different style. They have different things that they're looking for. You have investors who love to invest into Amazon businesses, people that love to invest into direct to consumer businesses, people who want to invest into a manufacturing business. You got to understand what are you doing? For us, we were purely direct to consumer. We wanted to stay direct to consumer, and my investors actually, that's what they were looking for. They were looking for businesses who wanted to stay direct to consumer, who wanted to stay digitally. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes businesses want to see you be in retail. They want to see if you go on the retail route. They want to see that. It just depends on who you're trying to go after or whatever. And again, like I said, we weren't actively looking for capital. I think today people might be actively looking for capital. Maybe even in a sense when people were asking me that question. You know what I'm saying? The other part of that question was how
you find them.
How do you even find them?
They find you.
They will find you. That's another thing. It's just again, let's bring it back to sports.
Right.
Let's bring it back to sports. If you are in high school or even in college and you're a good player,
they will be there.
They gonna find you.
You don't even know who's gonna be there. They're gonna be there.
That's the thing. You gotta understand that people are looking at you even when you don't even know. Even now to this day, I'm watching other businesses smaller than us. They don't even know. Like, I'll be watching businesses myself. Like, so you got to think that lots of people are looking at businesses. And you got to think, like, all the cold emails I get from, like, different vendors and stuff like that. People have databases out here of just, like, they be keeping tabs on stuff. And they can see. Yeah. People can also look and see how much traffic you generate on your website. And then they can kind of, like, put two and two together to see how much you're doing. Like, again, you just never know. Like, people are just always watching. Just
so in a sense,
every
like,
aspect.
Kind of makes it seem like if you're in need of capital, an investor's not going to come to you if you're in need of capital, right?
I'm not gonna say that they wouldn't, because I mean, let's just say you're super fast growing.
Yeah.
Say you're super fast growing.
Yeah.
And you need capital to expand or whatever.
Okay,
like,
that's different. That's different.
Like that. Like, and you need capital because you like, yo, I see exactly where I need to put this person here.
Right.
Like, maybe you're not like dying for it. Like, you're not like the business about to go out of business, but like, yeah, I would say in that aspect. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying, like, if you're like, let's just say your business is struggling.
Yeah, like, and when I read this question, it kind of just seems, well, how do you even find them? Kind of makes it seem like, I don't know if this person is like, actively searching for capital because they need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think people do want to invest, but that's what I would say about investors, man. Like, if you're super early, bro, you don't need investors, man.
Right.
You I like, even for us, like, I think we could have probably, like, we did take investment when we did, but sometimes I look back, I'm like, well, sometimes I wish that we would have probably waited a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Because I started to understand and learn more. I started to learn a little bit more things. And again, I think you got to give that a credit to them because they helped me. They exposed me to things that I didn't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can always say hindsight is 20/20. I can look back and be like, oh, I should have did this, should have did that. Everything happened the way it happened. But if I could give advice to someone about investors, like, go on the journey by yourself as long as you possibly can. Like, do that. Like, your equity is extremely valuable. Like, if you truly believe in what you're doing, and I'm talking like wholeheartedly believe that this thing can go somewhere, then look, they're gonna be there.
Right.
Continue to build what you're trying to build. They're gonna come. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no rush. Another thing I want to stress: understand the value of what you have before you go to them, before they come to you. Understand. That's why I said, working with that accountant. If I understood my numbers and I understood working with them earlier, I would have understood what I'm truly valued at.
Right.
And again, I did work with an accountant. I was working with my accountant before they came in. But one thing I did not understand fully is what we truly had. I think I guess to a certain extent I did understand, but I didn't all the way understand. I didn't understand what they were looking at. I wanted to see from there, like, what do y'all see? And that's what was revealed to me is what they saw. Because I remember, I'll never forget, we were at the Vine. We was at the Vine over here in Douglasville. They put out the laptop, and they pulled out and they showed me what they valued me at. What they valued, not me, but Urban Eden at. And I was just like, wow, like, I didn't know. And again, I'll give you some more context again, a little bit more. They valued us at that time in 2020 at $2.6 million. And for me, I was just like, wow, I didn't know. Like, and again, I was very curious to understand and know what we were valued at, because I had no idea of it.
Yeah.
So if I could give advice to someone, understand your valuation. Like, have a ballpark a little bit. Like, you might not know everything, because the thing is, the thing about valuations in business, especially when you're a small business, and I'm talking to myself, we're still a small business. It's very hard to value a business when it's super early, and we're still considered super early. It's very hard to value a business because it's just so many different factors that's involved into it. So, you know, that's the whole thing about investors, man. Like, understand that when you do take on investors, like once you take them on and you say yes and y'all sign the contract and you get the money, the clock is on. You're on the clock. Like, you're literally on the clock, because you only have but a certain time period with those investors. They have a certain period of time before they want their money back or they want a return on their money. So understand that when you do take them on, the game gets real. It's like you're now in the league now. Money is on the line.
Yep.
It is not a game anymore. Like, this isn't just like, oh, my passion project. Like, this is for real. This is serious now. Like, that's why I said, like, just understand that before you do any of that, like, because it changes the whole dynamic. And it's not a bad thing, but it changes the dynamic of how you are operating. You might have been operating like very off of just passion and off of all of that type of stuff. Now, bro, you got other people's money involved. Like, this is not a game anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had plenty of conversations with you. Like, you understand like how real it is now. Like, but again, the reward is great. The reward is huge. And again, most people don't even reach that. Like,
but your responsibility is huge.
Your responsibility is huge now. Like, I can be fired as a CEO of my own company.
Too much is given, much is required.
Like, we have a board now. We have a board, and if I'm not hitting projections and things like that for a certain amount of time, the board, and I'm a part of the board can basically get me off of it, can fire me as CEO, and we put another CEO. It's not meaning that I won't be the owner anymore,
right?
But I won't be the CEO anymore. That's what that could mean. So again, just understand what you really want to. Just understand all of that. Like, just understand it. So, but yeah. So yeah, guys. So today was just a day that I wanted to just answer some questions. There was more questions on this list, but I'll probably do another episode for that one. Yeah. If you got any more questions, please put them in the comments. Put them down below. Feel free to ask me anything. This platform, I created this podcast to be a diary type of, just an outlet of a platform, so that I can just give you the real about business, because so many people today aren't giving you the real of business. People are just like they're trying to sell you a course. That's not something that I'm trying to do. The best way that you can support me is go to urbaneating.com and go buy some soap. That's all I want. That's all I want you to do. And you know what I'm saying? And if this podcast helps you in any way, when you send me a message telling me that it helps you, whatever, that does a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? That means the world to me. People listening to this, it means the world. But again, I'm not trying to sell you anything. And that's what, to me, that's what was lacking to me in this space, is that it's just a lot of fluff, a lot of BS, give people the raw, the real, man. Give them the real, because business is hard as, I want to say it, like, it's hard. It's very, very hard. And you need somebody that's been there, that can give you, you know what I'm saying, those tidbits, those things of what they've learned. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you all of that. And that's what I've always prided myself on, is just giving you the real. So until next time, produce for yourself. Peace.